What is this, episode 6?
Mm,
This episode, I don't even
yes.
know what fucking episode we're on.
Yes.
How
Episode.
is this our podcast and we don't even know what episode we're on?
It's because
What type of shit is that?
we've been busy. We've been busy.
What is good, you guys? Welcome back to another episode. We're just trying to figure out what episode this is. I think it's episode 6 of the Don't
Yes.
Do Stupid Shit podcast, hosted by myself, Jeshua, and my mother, Christina, or Mom.
Hello.
You guys can't tell, but Mom is still traveling abroad. Uh,
Mm.
she's somewhere unknown. She won't even tell me. And I am currently in Seattle, where it is gray clouds and rainy, boring,
Oh,
shitty.
so
Yeah,
sorry. Look, where I am, I have a sunburn and some
yeah.
sunglass lines. So sorry
Fuck
about that.
off. Fuck off. Today we were talking about it. I think we wanted to kind of talk about, uh, I guess the day and age we live in with the internet. And
Yeah.
I was talking to Mom about Wi-Fi-Money, which for those of you that don't know is basically making money using just Wi-Fi.
Yeah. I hadn't
The
heard of
ability
that.
to, yeah, it's a term for, I mean, pretty self-explanatory, but making money online. All you need is Wi-Fi or some sort of internet and can make money. And it kind of led into a conversation of, like I said, the day and age we're living in and how the internet has changed everything from your ability, for example, to release music independently to what were you talking about? You mentioned something about
Oh, self-publishing, like books.
right,
So many
right.
people get book deals even from just blogging. And there's like a new site called Substack. Have you heard of that? Where
Mm-mm.
people pay to read your writings now, whereas, you used to blog and it was free, and now you you give people these short intros, and then if they want to read the rest, they basically sign up and it's not super expensive, but it's like $5 a month and you get to read all the things that whoever the Substack writer is has put out.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's so fascinating. I mean, the fact that I could be sitting somewhere in the corner of the world and publish my own book or release my own music or find a way to generate some sort of income just using my phone. It's kind of a wild concept.
Yeah, it is.
I
It's definitely
know,
changed things.
yeah, I know during COVID, obviously, a lot more people started to work remotely, which is a little different, obviously, because you have an actual job and a career or whatever, and
Mhm.
just gave people the access to work from wherever they want. But the idea that you can find some sort of hustle or work that isn't a specific career or field of work that you're already in, just
Mhm.
using your phone kind of blows my mind. Well, I wouldn't say it blows my mind because I'm young. So this is something that I feel like my generation has become adapt to of trying to find ways to use our phones and internet to hustle.
It's true.
I have a lot of friends that have started super big Instagram pages, like niched out like a page about music or hip hop or
Mm.
whatever, or a meme page. But shout out my boy Max Peterson. Uh, he's one of those guys who started a pretty cool hustle when he was in high school and young, where he grew a few Instagram pages super big and
Wow.
um, make money selling promotion on them. People,
Okay.
people, people want, for example, like right now with Donnie, You
Yes.
find Instagram pages that are in the same kind of realm genre of music they're talking about or reporting on, and buy promo off them. So they do a post for you, and I don't know. There's a lot of ways to make money, whether it be on Fiverr as a freelance artist or somebody that knows how to edit videos or whatever it may or be.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different ways to make money, but even beyond the Wi-Fi money, I guess we were talking a little about what were we talking about?
Oh, you're just talking about how big and how much the internet has changed the like game, so to speak. And even just with you and I sitting here half a world apart and recording a podcast and talking to each other like we're in the other room, and all of the access that you have to information right at your fingertips. Even when I started doing a lot of traveling 11 years ago, you had to print things out, and you just did not have the access like you do now. Like my cell phone works just as good over here as it does at home. And
Right.
I can play Pandora and I can look for directions, and it's so I can book a flight, I can find a hotel last minute, book a car, find a place to eat. The same everything I do at home, I can do pretty much anywhere in the world at this point because of Wi-Fi, internet.
I think
So,
we were recently talking about it, and you had like brought up like even when we were young and you guys took us on some road trips having to use actual physical maps to get around the country versus
yes.
now anywhere you're at, you just use your phone to figure out directions to anywhere. Um,
Yes.
that's a crazy concept in its own. Another point of topic that we were discussing was, I mean, anybody that's younger and has Twitter has probably seen some of this or whatever. This is the first, like the Ukraine and Russia war.
Oh yeah.
This is like the first war where these guys are wearing like body cameras, like GoPros,
Mhm.
and this footage is being directly uploaded to the internet and social media where anybody in the world has access to be able to see what's going on in the trenches of Ukraine and stuff. Like that by itself blows my mind. I mean, there's a lot of sick stuff that's uploaded to the internet, and
Mhm.
um unfortunately, I personally I get sick seeing some of that stuff. It's real life, and it's awful to see, but it just kind of throws me for a loop that World War II, World War One, Vietnam, even
Right.
Iraq and stuff. They had footage. Like there's guys that would have cameras, and but it
Well,
wasn't directly being uploaded like the
no.
next day to the internet. It's like you would see some of this footage like 10 years later, 5 years later, a couple years later, after these guys are done with their deployment and they want to upload it to the internet. But the
Well, you
fact that,
had you had photojournalists, and so they were creating physical images with actual film, so not digital. We were talking about cameras a little earlier. Actual film that then had to be processed, and they would set up labs on site in order to process the film. Like I learned how to do that in high school. And then they would take those images and they would get sent back to the news media, and then that would get published. So it was an entirely different
right.
pace of information.
Yeah, I mean, even some of the soldiers I know I've seen on YouTube, footage of, them in camp and stuff. Some of those guys had like
Mm-hmm.
VHS cameras and stuff like that they've later uploaded, but I'm
Yes. Yeah.
still
Yeah.
I'm so thrown off by the concept that these guys are wearing like body cameras and the same night, next day, uploading this footage
Right.
of somebody they shot the day before.
Yeah, it's
Like,
like fully uncensored at this point, right? Because there isn't
yeah,
any middleman deciding what is appropriate to be seen or not. It's all being put out there.
yeah.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, we could get into all the other stuff that's thrown out there, but I think the overall idea that there's just immediate access to anything and everything, like around the world, is kind of crazy. And it makes me wonder where things are going to be in 20 years from now. Like, how much more access? I mean, I don't even know how to think about it. We talk about all these crazy things that the way the world's moving from AI to VR to
Right.
like means I know I was in LA like a month ago and I was at the Mercedes dealership and they were talking about these hovercrafts that they're going to be introducing in the next 10 or so years that are going to be like forms of public transportation
Yeah,
and then
let's
soon after being sold
let's think about
independently.
how yeah, let's think about how disastrous that's going to be every time you see one of those videos come up on all the social media accounts of somebody behind the wheel of their Tesla asleep on the freeway in California as the Tesla's auto driving. Like, how in the world is that going to work in airspace versus like on the ground? At least Tesla's been able to, create these cameras that define the lanes that keeps the car in there. But when you're in the air, there's no defining of that space. So
Right.
how
It's
are
going to be
how is
like
that going to work?
you're going to start hearing about hovercrafts crashing in downtown LA and stuff.
Yeah,
Like
seriously.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
Uh,
It's
Well,
I
are
don't
you
know.
would you ever get in one?
I don't know. I mean, I fly in planes all the time, obviously, but it's so orchestrated. And even then, we've had
There's a
near
human controlling it though.
correct, but even then, we've had near miss situations, like the time we landed in Sacramento and had to abort our landing because air traffic control cleared us to come in. And had our pilots not seen it at 11:30 at night, pitch black, dark, we about landed on top of a Southwest jet that was taking off. They cleared the jet to take off and us to land at the same time.
Nice.
And yeah, exactly, right? So the element of human error exists in everything. I get into those planes. I've experienced those situations. I can't imagine, though, what it would be like with a hovercraft where you don't have highly skilled and highly qualified individuals, actually manning those. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
I mean,
I,
didn't we? I don't know if we did. Maybe I was talking to somebody else. I feel like it was you I was talking to about sometime in the future planes being operated by robots or AI.
I think we were talking about that, but I don't think it was on the pod. And I,
No,
I say no way. I say there's always going to have to be a human.
I don't
It
know.
just, I don't,
I don't
I,
know.
I don't know that people will go there. I just think there's too much potential for software to be hacked and to be taken over. And I mean, this podcast is going in a totally different direction now, but like that MH370, I watched that documentary that they just put out recently about that Malaysia Air flight that went missing and that they still don't know what happened to it. And, I have my theories on that, but
Yeah, we know what happened to that plane. We know what happened to that plane.
I mean,
There's a well, okay. I guess if we're being honest, we have no clue what happened to that plane,
that's
but
true.
we have theories. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
that's one of those situations where I'm fairly confident. I think I kind of know what happened there, but
Yep.
well, in reality, we're never gonna have the full
We
truth.
will never know. Isn't that wild to think about?
There's
Yeah.
a lot of things that we like to speculate, or we might have a decent idea of what happened, but never gonna have the answers unless
No.
we die and just get the answers to anything we want.
I mean,
That'd be
I'm
kind of cool.
I'm kind of hoping for that. I would like
I
some
know, me too.
answers.
I think it would be dope that when we die, and now this has gone in a whole separate direction, but I think it would be dope that when we die, like we get to like sit at like a table or something
Yeah,
and just ask questions and get like straight answers for everything.
right. What if you actually just like instantly knew everything? Like you didn't even have to ask questions. It's like you just knew it.
That'd be even more fire.
Right.
That'd be
So,
fucking sick.
so you could just think of whatever it was and you would instantly have the answer.
Yeah.
That'd be a
But
trip.
bringing the episode back around to what we were talking about with the internet and everything. Is there anything that you've ever thought about like in terms of technology that you wish they would create or that you wish was
Hmm.
created? That's an interesting question.
Yeah, it is an interesting question for sure.
If you could think of anything that would like make your life easier that the internet or technology could do, what would it be?
Oh, um, I don't know. I think about that idea of like, remember you watched the Jetsons when you were little? I watched the Jetsons. You've seen some episodes of the Jetsons.
Uh-huh.
And George Jetson would get up and like his bed would like fling him out of bed and put him on that conveyor belt and like it would dress him and then like brush his teeth and then his breakfast would be made and it would be handed to him and then his briefcase and then it would just it was like this whole conveyor belt situation and then he would get right on to his flying saucer and off he went. I think sometimes it seems like that idea of not having to do anything, just having everything kind of be automated and done for you would be so great, except for that so much of what we do is actually the experience of doing things. So
Right.
that's how we learn and that's how we get better at things. And if you never had to actually do those things, what kind of brain state would that be? I mean, I know there's some low IQ humans out there that would probably benefit from it.
For sure. For sure.
But
I
those
mean,
of us that actually have a brain that works, I think it would just dumb us down even more than things are already dumbing us down?
yeah, I mean, I think that goes hand in hand with like we've talked about it a little before, but like the idea for me that where yeah, sure I would take the money from the lottery. I would much rather like
Mm.
earn that money doing something like so that I can look back and I think the process is part of the success.
Yeah, that's
For
true.
me, just being handed a bunch of money might make life easier and be cool, but like I said, I would rather earn that money and then feel like accomplished.
And maybe that's the difference between you and I at this point, having just turned 47. I feel like I've done enough work and I would be happy to just have it handed to me. I don't need to prove anything anymore. I would just like things to be easy.
There's definitely, don't get me wrong, there's definitely a couple things that I feel would be super cool to kind of have automated. You're talking about getting up and having breakfast and like
Mm-hmm.
just flipped out of bed. I think it would be pretty cool to have something where I walk out of my room and I go through almost like a car wash for a shower. Like, you know what I mean? I walk into this little
Yeah.
chamber and it's just like sprays me down, dries me off, everything. I just hop right out and go. That's one of those things. Or like an automated brush my teeth. I lay in
Yeah.
bed, right? When I wake up, it's just something's there to just brush my teeth for me, you know? I feel like something like that'd be fucking sick. But
until it went wrong and like gagged your throat and like
no, don't say that. That'd be foul. Just die because a toothbrush got shoved down your throat. No.
yeah, it could make those lists of like the weirdest ways people die, like when a vending machine falls on them, or you know.
Bro, speaking of the internet, I saw a video of Hong Kong in Hong Kong. It was a live performance and
Do I want to
one of
know?
those giant TVs like that the
Yes.
crowd gets to watch just straight up fell on one of the dancers.
Oh, no.
I don't know if they died or not, but
Yikes.
that's a weird way to die. That's a fucked up way to
It
die.
is. It is. How? Yeah, right there, right? There's another sign of technology. If we never had giant flat screens to hang from the ceiling for big shows, that person wouldn't have died like that if they died, right? That's the
Well,
weird
I
thing
also
about,
think cheap labor played a role.
yes, but that's the weird thing about creating and inventions and how these things create more opportunities for weird ways for people to die. Like gagging, choking yourself on your automated toothbrush.
Would you rather would you rather die like to some weird fucking shit like that or a normal way, I guess, like
I
getting
just
hit by a car?
No, that's not normal. I mean,
I
it
feel like that's pretty
happens.
normal nowadays for somebody to die in a car accident.
I mean, it is one of the definite ways people go. I think they
Me
die.
personally, I'd rather die instantly from a big flat screen falling on me than drown,
Yeah, although they literally say drowning is one of the most peaceful ways to go. There's like that
right? Because you
panic.
have that, and then you have that moment of just straight like
It's the
euphoria.
hypoxia. Yeah, it's the hypoxia of your brain, the oxygen being cut off to your brain. You have the panic for whatever it is, 30 seconds until your lungs fill. And then your brain goes into hypoxic state. And it's actually just super, super calm, which is why people that are experiencing this is again, we're sidetracking, but
Yeah, no,
it's
we went from Wi-Fi money to how to weirdest way to die.
all right, that's fine. That's what this podcast is going to be. But no, that was one of the things we learned in flight attendant training and pilots learn is your signs of hypoxia because when you start entering a hypoxic state, you feel so calm, you won't actually help yourself. Like someone will be sitting there telling you, put your mask on,
Right.
and you won't do it because you don't feel any sense of panic at that point anymore.
You almost
So,
turn into like a zombie.
kind of, I mean, your brain stays stuck on the last moment and then like of just calm, and then you can't actually help yourself. You could Google that. Anybody that watches this, you can Google military hypoxia, um, hypoxic chamber like videos or whatever, and you can watch them put them through the test to see what they do and how the military guys responded. I think that's out there. We get to watch them, but I think you could probably find a video. It's pretty bizarre.
Speaking of military, how do you feel about that kid that just leaked all that shit on Twitch?
You know
You
what?
know about that?
I've heard just a teeny bit, but I haven't been paying too much attention while I've been traveling. I've just been living it up.
Scapegoat.
Yeah, right.
Somebody
Yeah.
handed that kid those fucking papers or something like that. I'm not hearing it. There's no way he had the clearance or ability to be able to get his hands on that stuff.
Well, I mean, the scapegoat concept goes all the way back in this country. Like, let's talk about JFK and Lee Harvey Oswald. There's a lot of
Hmm.
people that think that he was a scapegoat too.
Yeah,
So,
there's
and we'll never
a
know
lot of loose
because,
shit.
yeah, he got shot and killed before, and then it was all just put under lock and key and classified. And so,
See, these are some of the answers I want to know when I die. I'm gonna just, I'm gonna wake up freaking sitting on a cloud and I'm just have all these answers, hopefully.
yeah, wouldn't that be wild? It would be kind of cool. I would like that. But to answer your question, rewind. I'd like to just die in my sleep. That's how I like to go.
You're better than me.
I just
I
want to go to
want to
bed and not wake up.
I want to die in some crazy way, like my parachute doesn't open while I'm
No,
skydiving or
please don't
something.
say that. No.
Listen, I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think I'm gonna get lucky enough to have some cool ass departure, but
No, that's not lucky. When did that get
I
not
just personally
lucky?
feel like having a cool, not intentionally, obviously, but I'm saying like
But
if
why?
if I'm gonna go, like it's got to be something cool.
So people can talk about how you died because you're not even going to be there to get to tell the story yourself.
No, I want like cuz I know I don't think I'll panic in that moment. I
You
think like
don't?
no, I don't think so. I think I'll try to like figure it out, but I think there's going to be that level of like it's almost like a dream. Like
Don't
you're just like, this is it.
you're talking about it in first person. Stop. You can't talk about it.
Relax. I'm not okay. All right, all right. We'll leave that one be. But I feel a certain type of way about that. I'm not trying to put anything in the air, but you know.
No. No. I'm going to cancel that from the universe. Did you see? I just used my cancel trick. Cancel,
Yeah,
cancel, cancel.
I see it. I see it. Wi-Fi money though. That's what I want to focus on right now. I want to be on my money grind. For
Yeah.
anybody out there that's trying to make money via the internet, just know it's very possible. I haven't quite figured it out yet, but just know it's possible and you can do it. Believe me. I'm a figure it out here soon enough.
Yeah.
When I start making big bank via the internet and Wi-Fi, throw that right back into everything else I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then I'll just stack on top of that, until I got a Billy.
A
Warren
Billy.
Buffett vibe. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna have to invest to get to that too. So it's got to
Oh, I
be a
will.
combo effort.
Yeah, to get to that level, but
Yep.
there's definitely people that are like making a salary,
Oh,
making a
for
living
sure.
via the internet.
Yeah, for sure.
There's been plenty of times where I fucked up and I should have gotten involved in something that I didn't, but I'm no longer missing out on those opportunities.
Okay.
When
Well,
everybody was tapping in with drop shipping, when everybody
mm,
started, there's a lot of things that I should have hopped on. I don't care what anybody says. Like cryptocurrency, when that stuff was going crazy, should have been on that. I'd be a freaking millionaire right now, but my dumbass was too scared.
well, and some people for good reason because some people got stuck and it did not work out well. Listen, crypto's taken a hit lately, so there's a lot of people that have lost money now too.
You're gambling, but
When to get in and when to get out. Oh, should I sing a little right now? You gotta know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You better count your money. Oh, you never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. Okay, my dad will be proud of me if he listens to this podcast, which I don't think he does. Thank you.
very good performance. Very good performance.
Thank
And on
you.
that note, I think we wrap up this episode.
I agree.
We gave the
Yes.
people their performance. We're going to have a guest on, not next week or maybe next week, but at least the week after.
Maybe. Yeah,
And
I'm
it's going
still
to be a very
traveling.
interesting guest. I got a couple people lined up that I think the people will enjoy. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna spoil it, but I'll tell you after this. I'll FaceTime you.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. I mean,
Anybody listening, you don't get a sneak peek.
no sneak peeks for listeners, not this week. Yeah, I'm traveling still through all of next week and the following weekend. So, we're going to have one more of these kind of loose, fun, probably just easy pods. So hopefully you guys enjoyed listening to us ramble about dumb shit.
Yeah, that's really what it was. Talked a little bit about Wifi-Money, a little bit about the Ukraine war being live streamed, weirdest ways to die, and then you sang for us. So
Yeah. It's the
kind of weird,
whole
I'd
thing.
say.
It was weird.
But
hopefully.
if you listened through this whole podcast, thank you very much. We love you. We love you very
Yes, we
much.
do. And you got rewarded with my only karaoke performance that will ever
Yeah.
happen.
Make sure to rate the pod 5 stars, preferably.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a weirdo, go ahead and give it 4.
No,
But
5.
5 star. Okay, 5 stars. If you're listening or watching on YouTube, don't forget, drop a comment, drop a like on the video,
Mm-hmm.
and as always, subscribe. We will see you guys next week for episode 7, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Adios.
Peace.